All right, hello everyone. Welcome on into my stream. I'm DC. You can find me all over the place. Well, the internet's anyway, under DC Lasair. That's DC Lasair. Go to my website, dclasair.com, for all the things. Let me make sure I am streaming in all the places I think I'm streaming. Mouse. There's my mouse. Okay. We are streaming. Yes, we're streaming there. How about you? You're still deciding. Okay, we are streaming. Alrighty. So yay, things working. Woo! All right, today, until I get more Gunpla models, we're going into kind of crafting or talking about TTRPGs. So I thought I'd kind of mix the two things today, and we'll talk about notes and what that looks like. And because I've gone over my DM notes before, and I'll go over that again just to be complete in this video. And then we're going to create notes for me as a player. What does that look like? Because that's something I haven't dived into before, because I'm usually the DM, but there is one game I'm a player in, and while I take some notes, it just it's a D&D game, so we use D&D Beyond, and on my character sheet there's a section for notes, and it's just kind of as things come up and about. And let me fix this light a second here. A little bright. Turn that one down. And it took me a little longer because the one light decided not to connect. Can I do anything about this right now? Or should I just be grateful that it's on? No, well, I guess today we're just grateful that it's on. Something went wrong somewhere. All right, well, figure it out later. It's on, it's working. Okay, so where was it? D&D notes, or DM notes, and player notes. And then, oh yes, I was talking about my D&D Beyond character sheet. There's a section for notes, but it's really unorganized. It's just as we're going through, I'm like, oh, okay, I need to remember this thing. I need to remember this thing. And so what we're going to do is use, to the shock of nobody, our old friend Obsidian, and create a place for all my player notes in any game I'm in to live. Because just using the note thing in D&D Beyond becomes an unorganized mess. But first up, I did want to, kind of, sort of related, but not really, I want to go over a book plugin that I found for Obsidian, yeah. And I wanted to see if I could put in the player's handbook. I might be able to, I don't know. Go here, and then we need that window. So that's my personal vault there. And since I've been listening to Dungeon Crawler Carl, we have all the books in the series that I've listened to. If I haven't read the book, it's not going to appear in this list. So I decided to start with, now I've read more than this year, not a lot more, but yeah. And this is all due to a plugin, a community plugin. So we'll go to click off that, called Book Search. Nope, not that button. This button, Book Search. And so once you have it installed, you can do all these things, like add a default file location for book notes, make a file name, template file. You can choose whether it searches Google or whoever Naver might be. preferred locale, and open a new book note, enable or disable the opening of the note on creation. So you can do all these things, right? And set them however you want. Enable cover image, blah, blah, blah. You can even make your own template if you don't want to use the default path. So to do that, I now have this button over here. Oh, no, wait, that's the fountain button. This here, create new book note appears, or I can go to the command palette, Control P, and book search, create new book note is right there. Otherwise, if it's not on top, I can always just search for it. And then you get this find search window. So search, we're looking for Dungeons and Dragons Player's Handbook. Now you can search by the ISBN, which is handy. So if you go to like Amazon or some other place that has a ISBN number available, you can just copy and paste that in there and it'll generally find it. But we'll do a search. And Dungeons and Dragons Player's Handbook 5th edition. Wonder which one is the, because I don't want the 2014 edition. Or maybe I do want that one. I don't know. Let's see. There's a lot. Yeah, I'd probably be better off with the ISBN number for the current Player's Handbook. So let's see what this one gives us. So yeah, as you can see, it comes up and it gives me a cover URL, a cover small URL, the Google link to the book, and then it fills in the ISBN numbers for me. And then I would just move this into my books area, and I've created a books database, and as you can see, it popped right up. And if I want to see covers, I made this handy cover view, and we can go here, and as we can see, this is the 2014, or yeah, the older edition of the book. This isn't the view, but I can do it, so yay, it will find them. So because there are so many things named that, we'll worry about that later. But I just wanted to show that off. Again, to find it, you would go to Community Plugins, and browse. Then up here you would go book. And oh, didn't pop up right away. What is this? I can't remember the name. Book search. Okay, community plugins, browse, book search. And as you can see, updated a year ago. But it's right here. You click it, and you'll have, because I already have it in, you'll have the option to install it. And it does a good job of giving me books. Now I found the publisher's date is off. I may make my own thing. I don't understand where it's pulling publisher's date from, but I can change all that, and it gives me how to use and all the things. So it's a neat plugin to keep track of your reading material in Obsidian. All right. So now I've gone through that, we will come back here, and right now we're going to say goodbye to Obsidian, because we're going to go over there, and we're going to get into the notes portion of this, and go over my DM note. So bring that down. There you go. There's my notebook, and I will see you over on the other side. All right. So coming with me as I go over here. Again, this notebook is available on JetPens. It's a Kokio. And it has these, if I can slide that into camera. It has these ridges here, and you buy packs of these clear sheets. One pack has, I don't know, 12 sheets, something like that. Anyway, you take a pack, you just slide it in, and they're real easy to slide out too. And so there's this cover thing. I don't know why, but there's an extra cover, so sure. And then this is right now set up for Dungeons and Dragons. And when it's not a Dungeons and Dragons, I will simply take these sheets out, put them away on my shelf, and then make the sheets for the next role-playing system and just slide them on in. So I have my, now I've created these. This is available for everyone on my website. Go to dclasair.com, look at TTRPG resources, and you can get this cheat sheet for actions, conditions, weapon masteries, and tools. I am currently using these for my tabs. They're great. So if they fall apart or anything, I have plenty more to use. Nice if you want to see the back there. Looking for them. They're in different sizes, so they can stick out a little easier. So the front part of my notebook is whatever game I'm doing. It's going to be my reference notes. What I think I need to run a game, the rules that there's a lot of, and I just need to remember things in my head or be able to tell a player. Usually, so action. So I have listed what you can do with your action during your turn. Right? And then I have my conditions, because I'm still getting used to all the conditions and how they changed in the 2024 rules. Throw and restrain, all that. Weapon mastery, because that's the new thing. So if someone says, okay, I'm using graze, I can just flip to this section and go, oh, okay, I understand what graze is. And tools, because you can make things now with tools in D&D. I have this whole section of artisans tools, and then they call things like disguise kit go under other tools. So we have these, what ability it takes, when you utilize it, what the difficulty is of making a thing with it. If I use, the ability, I use the utilize action. If I use the craft, which the craft rules are elsewhere, I can craft like carpenter's tools. Okay, if I want a club, great club, quarterstaff, barrel, chest, ladder, pole, portable ram, or torch, I have to use carpenter's tools. Right, and then the listed gold. And these are all in the free D&D basic rules that you can download off the website. So, and then I have the adventure notes, which we'll see again. And that every time I have a session, I just put in more notes. I might take some of these out because they are adventures that have already happened. But yeah, and then how I set these up, you know, we've gone over plenty of times, so I'm not going to do that right now. You can check out previous videos, see that. But, you know, what I need to run a game or run a session. All right, so this is what I take with me when I'm running a game. Now, also on my home game, if I can power my laptop, like we go to usually play at my friend's house, so I have power to my laptop, and usually I split screen D&D Beyond because I use maps. So the D&D Beyond's maps is on one side of the screen, and my Obsidian notes are on the other half of the screen. And that's how I would run with just my laptop. But if I don't have that or want to back up, this notebook easily fits in my bag and goes with me. So this is DM stuff. We've shown this off a lot. Now, I'm going to go back over there because we need to develop our player notes. All right. Steven, hello. Welcome on in. How you doing? So let's see. I need a button. All right. Oops, wrong button. There we go. So we say goodbye to the DM notebook. Boop. And then we're going to create player notes for when, you know, I'm actually playing. Just a moment. One moment, please. All right. Sorry about that. So we're going to go back to, you guessed it, Obsidian. Whoop. And I'm going to create a brand new vault. So let's go to, trying to remember all the buttons. There we go. So this is the books vault. Now the TTRPG vault I'm working on to release to everyone is here. We'll quickly go over this. I've created a thing for databases when you put in bases because that's your main organization. So I've gone campaign outline, and again, I have an outline you can make or use for that. World, characters, wrong button. World, characters, monsters, magic item. I created something maps. If you want to make adventures, again, I have an adventure outline I've made. You can make it scene text keys. Or if you don't want to use the adventure bit, there's the session note and the session outlines that I use. And then rules reference, this is a D&D game. So here's all those sheets I just showed you as markdown files. And then I have player info, and they can put their session notes in here, but this is for what the players know about the world, characters, magic items, and they can add to this, the player info area too, using Screen Garden, gone over that. However, today, I just want a vault for my player note. Like when I'm just a player on those rare occasions. So we're going to create a new vault. I'm going to say manage vaults. And if you haven't seen this dialog before, here we go. I'm going to create a new vault. And I'm going to name it TTRPG Player Vault. Location. Let me briefly select a location for it. Make sure it's going to the right spot. It is. Okay. We select that. And then click the Create button. And when you click Create, that's what you get. So we'll expand it full screen. We get the welcome note. We don't need that. We don't need the graph view either. And I certainly don't need the welcome note in yet another vault. All right, so I can create new note file, but first I want to set it up. So Springleaf, hello. So make sure that's all good. Editor. So readable line length is something I always turn off. I can show you what it looks like. Let's just create a new note real quick. Whatever. So right now, everything is kind of set. The text is all centered like that. And I don't like that. So every time I set up an Obsidian Vault, I go to Editor, and I turn off readable line length, and it moves everything so it starts on the left side of the screen. All right, files and links. This is fine. Appearance. Good with that. With all those. Core plugins is another one where I turn some stuff on. Let's turn on audio notes, sure. Now, these aren't community plugins. These just all come with Obsidian, so everyone gets these. You don't have to do anything special. I don't know if I want properties view. I don't need to publish. I don't want to open a random note. / commands is another important one for me. I like having the / just being able to hit the / and have the command palette come up. And then I usually create a templates folder. Let's delete that because I don't need it. So create a folder, you go over here, you have all these quick things. Create new canvas, daily note, insert a template, open the command palette, create new base, right? And do all that stuff. Or I can go up here and say new folder, or I can just right click here and say new folder. So I always call my templates template, or my template folder templates. You can name it whatever you want. This is just part of the setup I do. So template folder location. Hey, look, templates. There we go. Now every time I make something and want to save it as a template, I just drag it into templates folder. And that's my basic setup for every Obsidian vault that I create. However, we're doing player notes. So the first thing I want to do is, I think what I'd want to do, now I just thought of this stuff recently, so if you have any ideas, go for it. First thing I want to do is create a folder, and I'm going to organize them all by the campaign name. So this is going to be, what's the name of the campaign I'm currently in? Right, it's called Shattered Worlds. All right, goodbye. So it's Lost Mines of Phandelver we're playing through, or not the latest Phandelver book, whatever that was called. And the DM decided to call it Shattered Worlds. Great. Now I'll need I want my character sheet in here. Let me use Obsidian Web Clipper. Hold on a second here. I'm gonna have to do a couple things that I can't show on screen. So bear with me. There's my character. All right, so I'm using Obsidian Web Clipper. Clipping the note. Just making sure that I have things off that need to be off. Okay, I do. All right, I click Add to Obsidian. Now, it's not the prettiest looking thing in the world, but as you can see, it automatically added all my stuff to it. And I'll probably I should make my own character sheet in here. But right now, this will be good enough for my Aasimar cleric boy, Arld. And this using the 2024 rules. Oh, I shouldn't use, right, it doesn't like those. 2024. So I should come up with something, but character sheets. So as you saw, the instant I use the web clipper, because I already have it associated with Obsidian, Obsidian creates this thing called clippings and pastes it right there. Well, this is my character, so I don't want it in the clippings thing. I want it in the Shattered Worlds folder. So I'm just going to move it to there. Yay! Now I have my character. I'm also going to label it as, my character. Well, but now I want to have note also in Shattered World. So our next session will be tomorrow. All right, so Control N creates a new note. And we're going to title this Shattered World Session Note. Probably have to title it something different so I don't have a bunch of Shattered World Session Notes 1, 2, 3, 4. But I do want to make properties. So sometimes called front matter, sometimes referred to as YAML, depending how far back you go and look at Obsidian videos. But they kind of, Obsidian says, we're going to all call these properties. So I enabled slash command, so I can go slash properties. And add file property is what I want to do. And it brings that up. And it offers me, a selection here of ones. But I don't want to use any of those. I want, first I want a date of session is what I want to keep track of. Property type will be a date. And tomorrow will be the 25th. So that it's September 25th, 2025 for those that use other dating systems. Have a date. What else do I want as a property? What else do we keep track of for our notes for games? Let's see. What's going to be useful? Useful would probably be location, where we are in the game. And the property stuff is just for database views mostly, and for a quick look at this information. So when I make a database, let's see here. Let's also put in, this will be a list. This will be put in other players so I can record who else was there. Now remind me if someone skipped a session or not, and there would be some information in the note that they didn't get, and I can make sure that they get it, because I can go, oh, you weren't here last time. Your character would know these things, or if we haven't shunted them off to another dimension for the session. We have location, other players. That might be it for properties for right now. If you have any suggestions, put them in chat. And then now I need, what am I putting in the note itself? Right? What's going to be in the body of the note? So maybe I have a recap area where I just summarize what happened from my last session notes and put it in there. That's fine. And create some space for myself. Now here's a trick in Obsidian. Every time you have a, since I did headline 2, which is the double hashtag #, depending how old you are, that's heading 2. Every time you do that, you do want to make a blank line between elements, because sometimes it can mess up and it will inherit that. It's not going to do it right now, of course, but it can inherit that headline 2, and I don't want it to be a headline 2, or just get weird formatting issues. So to kind of avoid weird formatting issues within the document, always give yourself another space. All headings all the way down, right? So there, and then when I go to recap, I have that. All right, so and then I'll probably want a notes section. Oh boy, I know, right? But I need somewhere to quickly jot down. Now this is mostly, I figure I'd use the D&D Beyond notes thing on the character sheet and then transfer over to here. So this notes section will be a little more clear than the ramblings I quickly copy down as we're going through the adventure. Again, another couple spaces. And actually, let's call this plot notes. Then I want items discovered. And then if I can remember what we fought, let's do an NPCs met. And monsters. And then what I want, oh yes, the last one. Questions for next session. For next session. Yay. All right. I don't know what else I would want here. If there's anything you record regularly, let me know, and I'll probably add it to what I have here. And then if I ever want to create separate notes for any of these, I can, but basically this is probably going to be my template for notes. Actually, I should call this player session notes because this is going to be my template for the entire vault. I'm not going to make a different vault per game. I'm just going to make different folders for different games. So if I'm in another campaign, I'll just make a new folder for that campaign name and put my character sheet in there and start my session notes and just keep on putting those in here. Oops, this needs to go into templates. Then I'll create a new note. And we want to use the template. What do I want to call this? Right now, let's call this September 25th notes. Probably want to do something else. Again, since I have slash commands enabled, or you can hit Control P, or if you're on Mac, you hit Command P. This comes up. And so I want templates, insert template. Oh, look, there's my player session note template. I click that, and boom, there it is. Headings all the way down. I'm still giggling about headings all the way down. Funny. All right, and another useful thing in Obsidian you can do is if you go up over here, let's see if I can do this right. So I want to go over here to the expand button. And then I have all these options, backlinks, outgoing links, right? Outline. And so what I want is outline. And look at this. I have recap, plot notes, item. I have all. Oh, this is going to go in the Shattered Worlds folder. So I have all these topics here in the outline view. And what I can do is I can move these because they are headings. So if I want monsters go first, and notice it changed over here, or I can just drag it back up. So if you want to quickly move items around, this works in any Obsidian vault as long as you have a heading somewhere. And because these are all heading 2s, that they are listed individually. But yeah, if you're writing any type of document like a blog post or anything, and you think one section would better fit up top, you can just open up this side view for outlines and move things around. And I don't know what else I would add to this. really. I don't have to, not as much work as, the DM side of things, so I don't need as much. I just need some reminders of things that happened, right? I'm not even the best note taker in the group. There's just sometimes things I want to remember, and I'm just creating some more space for myself here. Let's create another space there. All right. So yeah, that would be player notes. And yeah, let me know what you do for your player notes. Oh, another handy thing in Obsidian that I really like is that, say I want to reference something on my character sheet and apply it to my notes. Well, instead of switching back and forth like this, I can right click on the note, say open to the right, and now my character sheet has opened up on the right hand side, and I still have my notes. And you can keep opening up tabs on the right. It gets a little ridiculous after a while, depending how big your monitor is. But for 3 or 4, it works pretty well. You just want information. Say I need my strength score for whatever reason, I could put that here. Oh, you know what would be fun is if somehow there was a way to also have my rolls recorded. Now, D&D Beyond creates a character log. I wonder if there's a way to automate it, or a log for the game where I can see my rolls. I go to game log and I can see everyone's rolls. But is there a way to go, okay, these are my rolls, and for what type of check it is, or is there a way to just copy the game log from last session? I wonder if you can do that. I have no idea. That would be pretty cool, just as bonus information, right? Like, see how you did? So if there was a way, I wonder if there's a way to get the information off the game log in D&D Beyond and put in some other format I can then import into Obsidian. I don't know. Because just having everyone's roles would be fun too. I can always just take a screenshot. That's a little too much work. I'll have to think on this idea of, is there a way to grab the game log and have it be off of D&D Beyond and have it be a separate file. And then, of course, this isn't going to be every roll with my group, because sometimes, people get frustrated and D&D Beyond isn't working for them, so they just roll the die that they have in front of the physical die they have in front of them. But for the most part, we roll within D&D Beyond itself. Or if there's any other game, like if I'm doing a game I'm using the demi-plane tool set, can I grab that roll log and attach it? Hmm. Don't know. All right. Let's see here. That helped anything? No, that's. I gotta think of a way to format my character sheet so it's useful for me. I mean, I can just go and have it open in the browser in that is in Obsidian if I wanted to. Well, that's fine. But yeah, that'd be neat if I could grab the game log somehow. Without like setting up a screen recording or anything like that. Just being able to have the information available. I wonder if now I'm just theorizing. So if you have any thoughts on how you take notes for campaigns or anything, let me know in chat. Let's see here. Where is... Okay, so if I go to the campaign view, I can click on the game log here. And I can get all the rolls ever. Okay. Ooh. But is there a way to free this information? Oh, that's neat. There's now in the campaign manager, if you go to the your campaigns in D&D Beyond, there's now a button that will launch maps, because D&D Beyond maps are available to everyone with an account on D&D Beyond, and you know, whatever content you own that there's maps for, you can use now. So yeah, I'll have to, I'll search, because now I just want game log information. I want my rolls recorded for me, put into, so I can put them into Obsidian. All I want to do is put everything into Obsidian. Is that so hard? Yes, apparently it is. All right, let's take a break. And when we come back, talk about something else. Yay! Oh, I know what I want to talk about. Right, solo TTRPG stuff. So we'll break off into that. All right. I'll see you all in about 5 minutes. I'll run some ads to keep the pre-rolls away. And, you know, stay tuned. That'd be great. Okay, welcome on back, everybody. How y'all doing? I totally remembered to unmute myself there. Nothing? All right. Kitty, you okay? I'm hearing cat noises. Guess cat's okay. All right. If I didn't say hi, Shady Lady, hello. Springleaf, hello. Brian, hi. Steven, hello. All right. Let's see here. How do I have... Holy cow, how did I get so many notifications? Oh, I see. One of my posts caught on. So, uh, go like one of my posts, and you can make the number go up. If you haven't already, this one where I talked about OBS 32.0.0 yesterday. Just go click the like button. That'd be great. Apparently, I need to make more posts about OBS or something. All right, let's hear. And by the way, Tech Friday, we will be talking about OBS 32.0.0 and the new plugin manager is going to be the big thing. Talked about it briefly yesterday. So if you want some quick info on it, go back to the VODs, check out yesterday's stream. But that will be the main topic on Friday. For Tech Friday. All right, let's see. Make sure everything's working. And when you stream to 3 places, I want to kind of keep track of everything and occasionally look and make sure everything's going okay, which it is. Yay. Okay, so we're going to talk about solo RPGs, which is something I want to get into and do. And so, again, I'll have the solo RPG book next to me, and I'll have a notebook, and I'll want to put those notes as well into Obsidian to record things. But I think there's a dice roller I could use in Obsidian to keep track of dice rolls if it's a solo RPG with dice rolls in it. Let's go over there to the other desk a moment, and I'll show you what I'm looking at doing for one solo RPG adventure. This button. All right, this is a system I've talked about before, and I'm going to run my players through a short game in it. It's called Shadow Dark. And it's a combo. It kind of falls into OSR and kind of takes more 5th edition inspiration. So I kind of like that. It's not really too much one thing or the other. This is the hardcover book. But the rules are very easy. There's classes. This layout is great. You know, has everything in there, how combat goes, all that, right in this book. However, they have this guide, Solo Dark. So running, you know, just on my own. The rules differences. It's a very thin book, but it has solo examples if you want to see those, and a bunch of resources for you to use. Some great art. Lots of tables in these books. Lots and lots of tables. So if you love tables, here you go. And then, so if you want to ask a yes/no question or have something be a twist, there's this Oracle check. It says you should have 3 or 4 characters, but it's really easy to make characters in Shadow Dark. And how to interpret a result. So yeah, this is just guidance on how to do that. Which I think is pretty neat that they go, hey, here's our main book. Now if you want to do this on your own, here's how to do that. So that's one possibility for the solo TTRPG. There's some others out there I found interesting. I just can't find them right now that I may do, and I want to stream it as well because that might be fun. And so I would probably have a notebook open and write down everything, or I would have just show my Obsidian screen on one. I'm not sure which I want to do yet. If I want to do the notebook thing and transfer to Obsidian later, might do that. Because it might be easier to, as I'm reading, as I have the PDF on screen, and then we can all look at the notebook and the rules book together if I use this camera. And if you haven't been here, my next plan after I finish this current campaign, because I run a game every other Saturday, and then my friend runs a game every other Thursday, and we just kind of trade off on who's DM there. I'm running a Spelljammer game, and it's getting towards the end. Once that happens, I want to take a little break from D&D, try a couple other systems. So I have about if it was an actual play, it would be a 6-episode actual play, which I still might do and see if some channel wants to put it on. But do a brief session in Shadow Dark. We might do one of the mech TTRPGs as well. And then if you were here last week, you saw some of the plans for the next D&D campaign I'm going to be running my group through. All right, let's see. So yeah, if you want to see any of that, you can go to my YouTube, or it still might be in the Twitch VODs, and look up last week Wednesday's VOD for that. All right, I think now for the solo RPG, I think there's a dice roller for Obsidian. Remember, right? Let's take a look. Which button? This button. All right, let's go to plugins. And again, I'd probably put this in TTRPG Vault. So actually, let's create a new folder. And this will be solo TTRPGs, and that way it's somewhat separate from these. Yeah, again, I'm getting to the point where I'm not organizing what I'm throwing into this main folder. I'm creating a database and organizing that way using the properties. I know Some people may not like that, but that's the most useful way. And I don't have a ton of folders I have to go through. I have just a very few folders, and then using the database functionality within Obsidian called bases, I can create a page that just has all the information I need. So the big thing is filling out, for me, will be making sure I have properties that I'm going to use, and make sure that the properties information is always filled. But yeah, all right, so let's take a look. So, hit the gear button down there, go to community plugins. Oh, turn on community plugins. That's another thing you want to do when you set up your vault. If you want to use community plugins, you gotta turn on community plugins. Then you can browse them. And these are just for the core plugins that come with Obsidian. Browse. Let's look for, how do I have these organized? Recently, let's go to most downloaded. Okay, and dice roller. Oh, okay, there's two. This was updated 3 years ago, so we're probably not going to use that one. This was updated 6 months ago, so. Oh, Jeremy Valentine is. There are a few people who do a lot of work in the Obsidian TTRPG space, and Jeremy is one of them. So if you see plugins by him, know that some thought was put into it, and they're usually pretty good. Oh, they're beginning a transition to JValent's plugin documentation, or before refer. Oh, I see. Okay, so let's click that, see what happens. Oh, I see it. It's just going to the web page, and it gives me a quick start. Okay. Fine. So we got dice formulas, dice rollers. Looks like it's backtick dice. You can do various things. You use data view, you can do that. And the bases can be applied so as an array, min-max. So if you do one die and you want the lowest to be 3, the highest to be 5, it will roll one die between 3 and 5. There's percentile dice. For a custom percentile, you can use XDX. So there's formula for percentile, formula for stunt dice, the Genesis system, and here's a list of all the modifiers. Ooh, it even handles exploding dice. Combine them. That's cool. So yeah, large, lot of items. Holy cow. Okay. Load and continue. Okay, wow, there is a lot to this plugin. Okay. Line rollers, tag rollers, table roll. Wow. Put a lot of work into this. Holy cow. Dice flags. All right, what is, well, let's look at simple dice roller real quick. Okay. No. Yeah, we're going to use this. Let's make sure this is the only one. Let's see here. If I go TTRPG dice, no results. I type dice roller. Yeah, that's pretty much the only one. So install, enable, go to options, dice display, display formula with results. Both the formula and the results will be, okay, I like that. Controls position of the oh, wow, okay. Dice rollers, round results, all the rollers show, wow, okay. Dice tray. Dice tray buttons, neat. You can even add buttons. So if you want a formula for dice, say your attack is D8 plus 4, you could set it here and just always have something to roll graphical dice, display graphics for dice tray rolls, display time for dice graphics. Okay, save formulas, table roller section. Wow. Okay. This is impressive. Do we have a side panel for this? Oh, look, I have a little side panel here. This dice tray. So if I were to expand this out, where's the, how do I expand this out? I don't remember. Oh well, it still just right there. All right, check it out. I have a dice tray right here. I can say advantage, disadvantage. So if I want a D20 with advantage, keep highest, and roll. Oh wait, I would want 2d20, keep highest, because I'm rolling with advantage. Then roll, so it kept, whoever the lowest roll didn't matter. It just needed the, or I'm sorry, whoever the lowest roll was, didn't matter. It just needed to keep the highest. The highest was a 7, though. Oh, look. Wait, let's do that again. Okay, advantage is on. Turn off advantage, but we want advantage on to keep the highest. Highest was a 10. Really? No, it looks like it was a 10 and a 4 for the two numbers. And I can click off advantage. Percentile. 70. Hey, look at that. And then I can clear all the results. I can copy the result. Ooh, what does this do? So I copy result. Then what if I paste? No, wrong button. If I paste result. Oh, look, there it is. Came up as a little formula down here. That's neat. I like this. And oh, look, I can save formulas. So I can type the formula. Let's see if I can do this. 1d20 plus 5. Roll. Does it parse it out? Yeah. Okay, so it parsed out the 1d20 plus 5. So I rolled a 12, then plus 5 is 17. And then I have the time and date that I rolled it. What's this do? Oh, roll again. So I can roll the exact same thing again. Maybe I have a second attack and I'm just rolling the same thing again. So I can just click roll again. That time I got an 18. So it rolled a 13 plus 5. And we can trash all results. I can write the dice formula here and then save it. So I could have all my attacks as various buttons. Yeah. That's neat. And then we saw all the formulas and everything you can do. If you're curious on this, let me get to the this is the dice roller plugin for Obsidian that I used. I think that would, no, wait, no, don't, that didn't even come across as a link. Okay, hold on. Let's just do this. Here we go. Use this. There's the link. Use that one. That's the GitHub. You don't have to install off the GitHub like I've been showing. You can go to click this out. Click it again. You can go down to the little gear down here. Click that. Get this menu. Pops up, right? And then you want to select community plugins. Browse. And then type in whatever you're looking for. So for this, we typed in dice roller. And it came up. And this is the one you want. I wouldn't use this one because it was last updated 3 years ago. And that's a little too long to not be updated. But yeah, 6 months is fine. And I know this person is still kind of active in the community, so. Oh, I just saw a weird dice formula that they put into their thing. So it says I can roll 7d7. Let's do that. 7d7. Yep, there we go. Rolled a 1, a 2, a couple 5s, a 3, a 2, and a 4. Got 22. So hey, if you need to roll 1d3, you can do that here too. Amazing. Love it. Wow. I'm amazed how many people are liking that blue sky. No. That's huh. All right. So that's cool. And if I don't want to see the dice roller, I can just go up here again to my little sidebar and I can click on another one of these things, like say I want to go back to the outline view. And oh, I should briefly, just in case you're tuning in for the first time or something, I should show off backlinks. So let me create a note. Just name it whatever. And then and we're going to create a link, double bracket. Barry, no match found, that's fine. Because when I create a note titled Barry, it's automatically updated. It'll take me to the Barry note, right? So now I've created a backlink that I can use in any of these just by double bracket. So if you want to remember names, what they did, you put your names in double brackets, and then you can make notes for them later. So yeah, so like plot notes, okay, we met NPC, so I probably put NPC name in double brackets, even though there isn't a note for them yet. And then when I create the NPC name note, it will automatically go, oh, okay, this is here. And then I can start linking notes with the various links. That'd be great. But yeah, just another way to organize things without creating a whole bunch of folders. All right, and up here, yeah, you can collapse that. So if you just want your full thing, but when you want something from here, now there are more. Don't remember how to see the other things. Oh, here we go. Here's found the bar. So as you add other plugins or even basis views, you can put them up here. You put them up here. You can even drag a database from here and put it up here. So appear in this side window when you want it. And again, collapse, open. So we have backlinks, outgoing links for notes, tags, outline, and then the dice tray give you the dice roller because I added the dice plugin. But usually I'm going to be an outline on my main vault that I showed earlier. You saw I had a calendar there, and that again, that's just another plugin I can drag over and use. Yeah. All right. All right, if you have any questions, let me know or find me on Blue Sky. If you support me in any way, either through my coffee or my Patreon, I wonder if will coffee still work? Yeah. Support me through there. That'll get you access to, if you're a monthly supporter, that'll get you access to the Discord. Or if you want to give me a subscription on Twitch, I will send you a note and ask you if you want to be part of the Discord, and I'll send you the link to the Discord that way as well. So wherever you support me, as long as it's monthly, I'll send you along an invite. And I think we'll wrap up there for today. Let's see who's on. Yeah, Steven's on. Oh, Steven's playing Bibbidi Bibbidi and Easy Delivery. If you didn't see Urban Bohemian stream yesterday, you should definitely check it out because he was playing Bibbidi Bibbidi, and that looks like a very fun game. So we're going to go raid Steven. Say hello, be kind, collapse the tabs, all that. And come back here tomorrow because we'll be playing video games. And then Friday will be Tech Friday, where we'll answer all your questions to the best of my ability on OBS 32.0.0. All right. So have a great day. Please be kind to yourselves, be kind to others, and I will see you all tomorrow, noon Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern. Stay tuned for the raid. Bye.